See, if investigations are done, if the intelligence report come out and they link Russia to cyber crimes, there shall be consequences. It becomes so clear. So when state-backed hackers make move, the president of Russia will be the one to tell them to exclude the Americans. Say if you are hacking, don't hack the Americans. That's the point. If you're hacking, don't get close to them because those guys have the capacity to hurt us. Imagine a lot of people fall ill in Russia and they say we can't get the drugs we need. And they say Putin is the cause. The Americans are striking back. Say it's an eye for an eye. You made our people suffer. Now it's your turn. Imagine Russia is yanked off from SWIFT. Russia will suffer. The economy of Russia will suffer. You know, yanking Russia from SWIFT is like pulling out the internet from a bank. If you go to a bank and you want to process transaction, you need the internet. The internet says the account is not domiciled in this branch. The account is domiciled in the north of Nigeria. With the internet, they fetch you what you want. That's exactly what it means. If you yank Russia from SWIFT, the consequence or the impact will be the same as pulling the internet plug from a bank. You can't enjoy banking services without the internet. It's impossible. The internet brings everybody close. The internet makes the whole value chain becomes easy to navigate. Somebody that opens an account in the east can afford to run to the south because with the help of the internet, everything becomes seamless. That's exactly how it will be if the Russians are yanked off from SWIFT. Russians will go say, we want to do this transaction. We're interested in buying goods from Cote d'Ivoire. We're interested in buying goods. They say, no, it's not possible. You have been yanked off. We're interested in doing business with another language. They say, no, it's not possible. You've been yanked off. That's why I say yanking Russia off SWIFT is the same thing as pulling the plug of the internet from a bank. A bank can have 200 locations spread across the country. Internet aids their services. Everything begins to happen with the speed of light. It connects everybody. That's exactly what SWIFT is. So that's how you send messages to the Russians. You're playing with fire if you continue to play to your strengths. You're playing with fire if you continue to indulge in demonic activities. That's exactly what hacking is. It's demonic. So just think about it. You yank Russia off SWIFT for 2 weeks. My God. I think that's a proposition Putin needs to think about. He needs to go and get calculator. Putin needs a calculator. That's the only way it will make sense to him. Putin needs a calculator. That's the only way to make sense to him. He said, we have just lost billions of rupees. What do you call the Russian currency? Ruble. You lose billions of it. If Russia is yanked off SWIFT for 2 weeks, billions of rubles will be lost. It's like saying you go to a bank and you say you want to wire money to the east and you are in the south. You say there is no internet. You say, wow. So we can't make any move until the internet shows up. That's what the internet does for you. It's connectivity. People will lose money. So Putin needs the calculators for him to understand the consequences of his actions. So, some of these things, you call them intellectual assaults. They won't make sense until it begins to bite. There's no escape. You can't escape it. That's why I say, when it comes to sanctions, the Americans, when it comes to sanctions, the Americans, they hold the ace card. These guys have the capacity to hurt you, and they will hurt you, you feel pains. These guys have the capacity to hurt your cronies. They have the capacity to hurt your proxies. They will hurt them and you will feel pains. So, what is the essence of being president? The essence of being president is to protect the interests of your people. The essence of being president is to serve the best interest of your country. So, if Putin continues to head in the direction of demonic activities, if Putin continues to head in the direction of unscrupulous activities, he needs to get the memo. Russia will get hurt. Russians will get hurt. That's it. So that's why I've always been advocating that the West should become woke. So when you say woke now, the West should become sensitive. The West should become alert. So if you continue to give Russia a dominant space in the gas value chain in Europe, you are boxing yourself into a tight corner of submission when it's crunch time. Because you end up feeding a tiger that will grow fat, grow strong, and will be armed with the capacity to hurt you. That's exactly what they are doing. Because there will be a fight. So Putin makes it abundantly clear that he's a chameleon. The guy is supposed to be a president, but he hates the idea of a democratic government. The guy is supposed to be a president. He does not uphold the values of democracy. The guy is supposed to be a president. Democratic institutions, they mean nothing to him. So when he stands with the guy in Belarus, he sends messages to his neighbors. Say, I'm not like you, I'm different. I might be named or called a president, but I'm a king. I might be surrounded by democratic institutions, but I am an autocrat. I am a dictator. So that's the idea. That those are the line of thoughts that should be going through the minds of the members of the EU. They should understand or realize that when it's crunch time, and as long as you have Putin in charge, the way he thinks will make him gravitate from the EU to dictators. Putin will join the League of Autocrats. Putin will join the League of Totalitarians. Because his mind thinks like them. Men with like minds will always tag along That's exactly how it is. So you see the reason why I call it demonic hacking. These guys are hiding, and yet they are stealing. These guys are stealing online from a hidden IP address. These guys are stealing online, and blockchain technology provides a cover. So they steal. All this is going to happen. We will steal and will continue to steal. So you see, he's trying to fight, but he's fighting in the direction of his strength. See, when it comes to a war, Putin knows he can match the Americans and their allies strength for strength. When it comes to a fight, Putin knows that he can't match the Americans and their allies for military might. So he pushes warfare to a different location. He migrates warfare to a different space. He plays to his strength. So the bottom line is that the guys the guys in the West should understand Putin's antecedents, and they should not allow him to capitalize on his strength. That's the point. Nuclear weapons, Putin is using nuclear weapons as a deterrent to aggressive enemies. Putin is using Russia's large and enormous natural resources, gas, as a weapon. So he is indirectly weaponizing energy. So the concept of the weaponization of energy simply means that Putin will feed so fat of the European gas market share that he would use it to his advantage and to the demise of his enemies. Putin can say, I don't like the guys in Ukraine. Putin will say, the guys in Ukraine are unfriendly, so I'm going to yank them off. Putin can wake up and say, I don't like the guys in Poland. The guys in Poland, they are unfriendly, so I'm going to yank them off. So why is he able to do that? It's because he plays a dominant role. He has the capacity to supply gas to millions and millions of European consumers or European users. So in trying to be fair, you're not trying to chase Putin away from the European market. You are just trying to favor allies, core allies that are friends. If, for instance, you partner with Turkey, say Turkey has some gas players, and those gas players they have the capacity to meet a particular target market in Europe, it makes sense to link up with Turkey. Why? Because we are being futuristic. There's going to be a fight in the future. And when that fight happens, Turkey belongs to NATO. Turkey is a very strong ally of the Americans. Turkey, and it's the guy in Turkey, Erdogan, he's a nightmare to the Russians when it comes to warfare. So it makes sense to spread your tentacles. You see, there's going to be a fight because already we are beginning to have conflict of interest. There's going to be a fight, it's coming because we already have a conflict of ideas. So it's better to shift or to move market share from the Russians who are currently having or playing a dominant role to core allies. See, the reach is endless. You can't beat the rich. Qatar, the Americans can even get Qatar. Europeans can even get the guys in Qatar to supply gas. That's it.